Too many of y'all are not getting your appeals in, and then months are going by, and now you're stuck with the fine. You need to get your appeals in by the deadline. And what I see a lot of people doing is the agent that actually did the examination and that you've been communicating with, you're trying to give the information to them. And if you can't get in contact with them, then you do not submit your appeals paperwork. I don't care if you get in touch with them or not. I wouldn't even trust them for real to make sure my paperwork is in. You need to make sure that you mail your appeals paperwork to whatever letter is on that paperwork. Okay? Do not wait to hear from nobody. If you're not getting anybody to represent you to do your appeals at that moment, get your appeals paperwork in prior to that deadline. Do not worry about whether you talk to that person or not, because at the end of the day, the process is you are supposed to be able to talk to the supervisor and go over the fines, but in a lot of cases you never get to that process, and sometimes they will skip that process. And so if you're waiting for them to make sure you're good, then you might end up stuck with a fine, and that's what I see happening to a lot of people. So you need to make sure that you get your appeals paperwork in a timely manner. Do not wait. Don't be like, oh, they never answer the phone. I never could get back in contact with them. Good morning, tax fixer. I could never get back in contact with them, so I never turn my paperwork in. You're going to have a hard time. You're going to have to hire somebody to figure out if you can go back and do the appeals if you missed the deadline. So the best thing is to get the appeals paperwork in before the deadline, regardless if you talk to somebody or not. Because as long as you mail it off to the address on there, then you put your paperwork in. And then when it comes time for appeals, if you need to hire somebody to represent you during the appeals, then hire somebody to represent you. But do not wait until you talk to that agent. They just find you. They're not trying to reduce those fines for real. So you're trying to go to appeals. Good morning, Tiffany. You're trying to go to appeals to get those fines down. And a lot of people be taking the fines. And a lot of people be advising y'all to take the fines. Now, I know a lot of y'all do fraud. And we just keeping it real. Like, I know a lot of y'all do fraud, so a lot of y'all don't want to, if they gave you a fine, you just want to pay it. I mean, honestly, that's just up to you. For real, for real. Good morning. That's really up to you. But if you feel like they might have fined you and you feel like you really did what you was supposed to do, take that thing to appeals. Take it to appeals. Because I'm going to tell you this. A lot of IRS agents are not knowledgeable on due diligence. They're not. A lot of due diligence. A lot of due diligence agents who are doing the examination is not 100% knowledgeable on due diligence. And we're talking about the actual law around due diligence. A lot of y'all are being fined because they saying y'all didn't ask certain questions. Good morning, Tamiko.